The BBC is reporting that the Iranian foreign minister, basically like their Secretary of State, has said that the nuclear facilities that were bombed by the United States have taken significant damage. I think the words that he uses are excessive and serious damage. Why is that important? Well, it goes against what the supreme leader of Iran was saying just even yesterday, where they were very adamant that the facilities were not damaged and that the U.S. was exaggerating its success. They're claiming, victory over the U.S. and over Israel after this conflict. So this kind of shift from the foreign minister is definitely something to take note of. The foreign minister also said that there are no plans to resume any nuclear talks with the U.S. This is also important because prior to Israel attacking Iran, we were scheduled to resume talks with Iran to kind of look at their nuclear program and see if there was a deal that we could strike where the U.S. would remove some sanctions that we have on their economy in exchange for them giving us more access and limiting their nuclear program so that we could be assured that they weren't going for nuclear weapons. That's now off the table, at least in the short term, based on their foreign minister's statements earlier. And CNN has reported that the Trump administration is trying to coax Iran back into nuclear talks by seeing if there's an agreement that could be reached, freeing up $30 billion in exchange for Iran's nuclear program adhering to strict requirements and protocol to ensure that it stays at a civilian level and not doesn't reach kind of weapons grade nuclear program. The Iranian parliament also passed a bill on Wednesday stating that they're no longer going to cooperate with the International Atomic Energy Agency. That's kind of the third-party watchdog from the UN that tries to, provide oversight and keep nuclear programs in line with whatever the requirements they're supposed to meet are. So what does all that mean kind of in the short term, and what does it mean in the long term? In the short term, it looks like the strikes may have been more successful than Iran was leading us to believe, and that the administration's claims that they did significant damage may be closer to factual than some thought. We also may see Iran move into a much more aggressive stance related to its nuclear program, which is something that I've mentioned being a possibility as well. That could mean that they may, try to actually build nuclear weapons this time instead of just kind of reaching deterrent stage. We'll see, but it's definitely going to be a shift for Iran if they pull out of the NPT, if they stop allowing the IAEA and they get a lot more kind of secretive and less open with their nuclear program. They'll look a lot more like Israel does with their nuclear program.